Is there something you need to say? Is there a message?
Just like before, this is what we talked. Tell me what year you used to live.
I also did a little research.
Holy cow!
Can you read what other word is with Nikki? Hello everybody, this is Dom from Upstate Supernatural. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. This week we're going to be switching over to the Phasmabox. And if you guys are interested in the Phasmabox, we have showcased it a few times and we did a beta test. We do have videos of that on our channel. But very interested, and this device definitely deserves to be tested with Spirit Box Weekly. But also, you're taking another week off from stuff, right? You don't have any shows coming up, or?
No, not this week.
Okay. Trying to think if there's any other announcements. Oh, we have the Supernatural Expo coming to Auburn, New York, which will be hosted by Upstate Supernatural with White Light Research as a co-hosting team. And that'll be October 2nd is a public investigation of the Finger Lakes Mall. It'll be $10 a person for the investigation. You can find out all the information on our website. If you go to www.upstatesupernatural.com, there's a link in there for the expo. It'll tell you all the information you could ever need to know. And the expo itself is October 3rd, noon to 9 p.m. And afterwards, there will be a private investigation for certain teams that'll be at the expo. And we're going to be streaming those live via liveparanormal.com and possibly on YouTube. But I'd like to give thanks to everybody that's here tonight. I see Chris V is also in the chat. I'd like to give a shout out for her show, which is on Mondays at 9 p.m. Chris V's radio show. Don't forget to check out Jenna with a J and Nikki Paranormal on Sundays at 10 p.m. on liveparanormal.com. And we have an interview tomorrow with the Indian Paranormal team at 7 p.m. There'll be interview with a ghost hunter at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you'd like to go ahead and do any shout outs or so forth.
Shout out to Paranormal Fan, Rebecca, Chris, MV, Mummy, Joey the Dark Walker, Karen Atwood, Joe Sweeney, Faxilla, Rusty Reporter, Mary Dallas, Rhonda Sutton, Karen Atwood, Billy Blue, Spirit Haunter, Doppelganger, and Rebecca.
Okay. And also, I want to give a personal shout out to Rusty Reporter. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, definitely check it out. He's been doing a lot of videos on his channel for quite a while now. He actually started out right around, I think, about the same time we did with the shows and so forth. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Rusty Reporter. He's doing great things with the ITC. And, I think if you haven't checked it out, you really should. Same thing goes for, Paraghoster as well. And Simon James, he's got a very interesting YouTube channel. It shows really the start and journey of somebody going through some forms of witchcraft and it's very interesting. So if you have never tuned into James's channel, go ahead and do that. You can find all of them on Paraglobal TV. It's linked right in our featured channels, and you can also check out upcoming shows and featured investigations that have already been aired, plus documentaries, interviews, tips and tricks of different things that you can use in the field. Scream Freak is another YouTube channel that kind of shows everyday things that you can kind of use in the field. Taking a clamp light and putting like an ultraviolet bulb in it will actually extend IR light for you. Very simple trick. You can pick it up at Walmart. He actually has even a show which is buying ghost hunting gear at Walmart. Just cheap stuff or affordable stuff at Walmart that you could use to do investigating with. But yeah, let's go ahead with the Phasmabox. I am thrilled to do a great 4-week allotment with the Phasmabox. We've already had some outstanding results so far, so I'm very curious how it's going to go. We'll start out with just the basic features. You have the on and off switch, which is right up here. It's right towards the top. Then you have radio on, radio off, which is right there. Then underneath that, there is a Latin bank that you can turn on instead of using the radio. That's really interesting, especially if you put it in reverse mode, because it is putting out Latin words. So if you're getting English out of it, it's very interesting. And obviously underneath the Latin is reverse mode. Directly towards the center right here, that is the volume, so you can turn it up and down. I do believe it actually, yes, it does have a mute button, which that's some of the ghost boxes out there don't. Since we've been switched over and been using this amplifier, which I do have the effects turned off, the only one that's on here is noise reduction, and it is only midway. But this actually has a slider that I can turn the volume on and off. Anybody out there that's using like the Portal type thing or a guitar amp with pedals, I definitely, after using that, the Boss noise reduction pedal, it's like $25, but it has a slider that you can turn the mute on. You can mute it immediately. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn this on. And it's just connecting. This application does use the internet to stream live radio feeds. The radio feeds, every time I've used this, the radio is always different. It's never the same radio stations. Like the music or the audio is never the same. Hello, hello. Any spirits that may want to speak? Is there anything that you would like to say to us tonight? Here, I can turn this up louder. And I can turn the mic down a little bit so it's not spiking. Hello, hello. This is Dominic. I have Jason here. Jason here with me as well. How are you doing this evening?
We would have to wait.
Wait a minute. That should take care of it for Yeah, I do see it's
Someone else.
we're happy to listen. I just tried restart my router real quick, see if that makes a difference for you guys.
Here's rebuilding.
And again, this is without any effects. This is the raw audio of the Phasmabox. Any spirits in communication? Did you just say Wilson? Should be fine. It is buffering, but it should be fine. I would actually pause your video, just because we can actually, we can see the video in front of us as well.
Even in terms of Google's.
Looks like we're fine on our end. I don't see any issues at this point. There's nothing being coming through right now, Karen. It's still streaming the audio. Yep. Internet's fine on
Just editing.
that. Any spirits, could you please allow us to know what your name is, if possible? Okay, and if you said William, could you please repeat that?
And audio.
Anybody can.
Egyptian.
You remember?
Yes, this device does have gaps of silence. So, I mean, if you don't hear anything, that's not necessarily your audio isn't working. It's just how the device works. There's slight gaps of silence here.
What do you say?
Maybe, are you guys not talking? Is that why there's the gaps of silence? How often do you try to talk?
Just like the two.
Now, I did do this in a special that we did because Nikki and Jenna with the J had a show interviewing the creator of this app. It seemed to have good results. I'd like to try it again.
Audio.
I'm gonna try to talk a little bit louder. See if that helps communication.
Okay, that kind of.
How are you today?
Can we try?
Could you tell me what time it is?
Demonstration.
What year is it for you? Could you tell me where you are? Am I speaking too loudly? What year is it for you?
Being able to
If you said 1990, could you please repeat that? I believe I heard you. What year is it for you? All right, I'll try the opposite. What year is it for you? Are you in this room with us? Are you next to us?
digitized. We have searchable.
Can you hear what we think? Or do you know what we think? For instance, do we need to talk? Can we just say what we think? Can we talk in our heads, and can you hear that without us actually being vocal?
Safe.
You can.
You know what song I'm thinking of? Okay. What is the best time to try to talk to you? Where you are, can you see others around you, or is it nothing but darkness?
Trying to think. This brings up
Are there angels and are there demons? You're an angel?
control token. the best physically.
News 4.
Are there too many people trying to communicate all the time with you? How often do you feel someone is trying to talk with you?
My name's Emily.
Ellen? Did you say my name is Ellen or Helen? Is that what I heard?
Before.
With so many individuals trying to do ITC,
From like,
trying to do spirit communication, is it diminishing your energy or is it giving you more? What was that? Is your name Ellen? Is your name Emily? Is your name Helen?
what?
I know there's been an Emily here
Liz,
before. Is she gaining strength to speak strongly?
they were.
Even that was loud for me, guys. That was pretty loud. Through other researchers and through other things that I've been doing with trying to test these out, a theory is
That began.
if you speak much, much slower, we can hear you better.
That could begin.
What do you feel that you are still alive? Do you feel that you are a spirit? That you are a ghost? What do you feel that you are? I don't like the terminology of dead, personally. Dead is finalized. I believe, personally, that you are intelligent, which, in a way, means you're alive.
Feel.
Now, in the place that you're at, does everything look as you remember it? Hey, Patricia, thanks for being here with us.
Terrible.
Yeah. So do you,
In your life, in the existence of physicality, if you are a spirit,
Some
what's your favorite memory?
actual recognition?
What is the happiest moment that you ever felt? Probably due to electricity, Wilson. Heightens the electromagnetic field probably in your house. Any spirits that we're trying to communicate with, are you trying to communicate with Heaven Wilson?
I surrender.
If there was a lesson, hello. If there was a lesson you could teach us, what would you feel you would want to teach?
How? I just sort of rested.
You are welcome to stay around to
Articles.
welcome to enjoy. You were always welcome in my presence. As I have always said, and I always will say, if I'm trying to sleep, please let me sleep. But any other time, you are welcome to try to communicate, and I'd be happy to hear your voice. You can take a seat. I have a chair there. You need the lights to be turned off, just please let me know. I don't know what hurts you. If I did, I would try to deter from that.
Zooming.
You are welcome to come and go. I don't want you to feel trapped. Not at all.
Here.
I cannot.
Samples.
I cannot see you, and that is fine. But you could be right next to me, and I honestly would not know.
Exclusive, I think that you.
If you're in this room, could you verify by telling me what color the screen is with two people in it? Kelly, thanks for being in here.
Your ease.
You and I.
It's this.
Oh, Rhonda, thank you so much for being here. Hope everything's going well with your family and everything. Everything going on.
What's going on?
And that goes actually for
Up
everybody.
there with the mic.
Rhonda is Ron's sister. Ron was the gentleman that started out doing the show with us.
That way.
Gonna give a few shout outs to the latecomers: Callie, L, Paraprincess Patricia, Nikki, Paranormal. Again, Nikki and Jenna have a show on Sundays at 10 p.m. It's live on Live Paranormal, and Chris MV has her show on Mondays at 9 p.m. on YouTube. Chris V's radio show. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do. It's pretty cool.
We're at look. Okay.
Are you feeling any coldness around you or not?
No.
I mean, my whole left side is cold as hell. Yeah, Bob, thanks for being in here. We have quite a few devices we've tested. If you're curious and this is something you'd like to get into, you can check out the other devices as well. Might give you a little bit of feedback on how they work, how they sound.
Now, wait. Is,
Many individuals ask spirits to try to make a noise or move something. any spirits that may be present, all I ask is for you to just take a seat, relax. You don't need to knock on anything or move anything. Just if you'd like to take a seat, that would be very good. You can tell me if the chair is comfortable. Everybody's welcome into the shows. I've always tried to say that.
Me too. Me too.
The Phasmabox is not one of the free ones. I apologize. I didn't tell anybody where you can pick it up. In the description, there is a link as well. But this app is brought to you by eXtremeSenses.com/software. It's the same creator of the XTS, Spirit Radio. It's also the same creator of the free app, Spirit Talk Communication app, which we have tested, actually, both of those on our show. And there's a new app that's, I believe, in development, and hopefully we'll start hearing a little bit more about it.
He's still going to.
Any spirits in communication. If it's possible to talk to a famous person that has passed away or a deceased person that's passed away, is there a person that you personally would like to try to talk to? Perhaps you can try to call that person and maybe they can come through this device to try to speak. I'm curious how you're all connected. If you're able to speak to one another. You know, are you able to speak to John Wayne? Are you able to speak with Walt Disney? William Shakespeare?
Me too.
From what I've understood, I mean, if you have the ability to try to communicate with them, I would be very curious to see if you have an individual you would like to try to talk to through this with us. That'd be awesome.
Are there two? You already seen some really.
Next week it'll be a little bit different because we'll be using some of the other features as well. This week being the first week, I wanted to leave it very basic. As we test it out, we'll get a little more involved with the device. But personally, I some of the results with this, I absolutely love this. Internet kicking on and off or something?
Of
There we go.
Explicit.
Ghostly Lurker, it's nice to have you in here. Rebecca M. Yeah, it looks like it keeps cutting in and out. I apologize about that. I mean, I have the highest tier internet possible with our provider, so I'm not quite sure why it would do that, but so, any spirits? Was there an individual you would like to try to communicate with? Are you able to do that? Did you have a favorite musician? A favorite someone you idolized when you were alive? When you were in this dimension or in this realm?
Competing. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you all for
or objective.
And everybody, don't forget to check out www.upstatesupernatural.com and look up the information about the Supernatural Expo. It's $10 for the public ghost hunt, which is the night before the expo. And if you have a team and would like to come, the tables are $30 for a single, $50 for a double. All proceeds, including the ghost hunt, any money that's coming in for the event is going directly into charity. We'd love to see anybody that's close enough to come. But all the finances are going into charity. Any spirits in communication, thank you very much for trying to communicate with us. Please continue to do so. You can do it when this is not on. You are always welcome around. You can consider this area an open door. You can come back and forth if you would like. But everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. Tomorrow we have an interview with the Ghost Hunter. the Indian paranormal team. People are starting to learn a little bit more about them. Also, Sunday, you got Jenna with a J, and you also have Nikki Paranormal that have the radio show at 10 p.m. Then Monday, you got Chris V's radio show at 9 p.m. Upcoming shows, you can check those out on Paraglobal TV, which is on YouTube. It's the featured channel. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, ask if there's a bud. Any spirits, if you're still in the room or you're still around us, if you could speak in the room to let us know if there is a Bud Landis that passed away, had a heart attack. His wife does believe, and she was curious if we could ask and if you could communicate. A Bud Landis. You were 86 years old. Bud, are you able to come through with a voice recorder? I'd like to say that your wife, I am sure, loves you, and she's just probably curious if you're okay, if you're doing okay. His wife does believe, and she was curious if we could ask and if you could communicate. A Bud Landis. You were 86 years old. You were 86 years old. Years old. But are you able to come through with a voice recorder? I'd like to say that your wife, I am sure, loves you, and she's just probably curious if you're okay, if you're doing okay. Okay. Tell her if you're okay, if you're doing okay. Tell her he's okay now. That's all I got out of it. Again, everybody, thanks for viewing in. If Karen, you'd like us to try to do a little bit more of that, please get a hold of us privately. Anything kind of that personal, especially after the series we did, the Loving Whispers, I kind of would rather leave it personal in that aspect, just so it's not publicly out there and so forth, because there is no control. I mean, you have no idea what they're going to say, and just for privacy of the family, I'd rather leave it personalized. But everybody, thank you for viewing in, and everybody have a beautiful weekend if I don't see you tomorrow night, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Have a great one. And don't forget to check out Paraglobal TV for any other upcoming shows coming up this weekend.